We are here with Mathieu Mirano, one of our favorite new designers that we met at the most recent Fashion Week. How are you doing?
I'm doing
so
great.
Good seeing you. Mwah. Wait,
Thank you.
mwah. Double kiss.
Absolutely.
So we're here in your world. Tell us about your world.
So this is my studio. So this is where we create all of our pieces that we do for the runway.
Wow.
And we also create a lot of our production for our stores that we sell in around the world. So this particular part here is where we hang all the clothes and show everybody for retail, also celebrities and stylists alike.
And right behind this wall, there's a very busy workshop.
Yes, there is.
Very talented people making those things happen.
So everything that we do is in-house. So we have the pattern makers and the sewers and the business side,
Wow.
As well as me and my design associate, and it's all great. So we're
Yeah.
all under one roof, and that's really the only way as
Yeah.
a young business that we can really communicate properly.
So when you hear things going on, people are working.
Yes.
This is important. We need to let them continue to work, which we're going to do.
But I do this all the time. This is the fun part.
Yeah, they'll work while we do the fun
Yep,
part.
exactly.
That'll be awesome.
Well, because we can just sit here and talk about anything,
Anything
really.
we want.
So,
oh, and we will.
because it's your show
That's
and not theirs.
That's true. So one of the things that is so much fun about Fashion Week is really getting to be introduced to brand new designers with their own vision and their own aesthetic. And I love going to a big, well-known designer show as much as the next person, but it's not new. You're simply seeing what that already known entity is doing that season.
Right.
But you're newer to the world of fashion, and it all started out with your Capsule Collection. Tell us about that.
That's a really interesting story. So I was at Parsons, and I got my education, and then I said to myself, I really feel like I have something to say. I have something to say about fashion. I have a dialogue going along with all the people that I'm working with. I had a ton of support from all these different great industry, moguls who have been doing this forever.
Right.
In comparison to me, I was 19,
Wow.
and so for me, I created this 9-piece capsule collection in my apartment by myself. It took me about 5 months to make, and I shot it in my apartment with my friends. We were just like, let's shoot it. And then we printed this lookbook, and I sent it out to as many editors that I could possibly find on the internet, because everything's there. If you research hard enough, you can find anybody. So I just sent it to them. I had my friends help me drop off all the lookbooks around the city. And I made the mistake of going away on vacation the next day, because I was like, I'm tired. I need a break. I need a break. And so, it was one of those moments where I was away. I left the country, and I'm getting calls on my phone like,
oh my God,
we just got your lookbook, and it's really different and unique. We want you to come in and show the collection. So I got a call from Meredith Melling-Burke when she was at Vogue, Josie when he was at Elle, and Bobby Queen at Women's Wear Daily, and a few other amazing editors. And all of a sudden, I flew home.
I was going to say, did you come back from vacation early?
Oh, yes.
That seems
I
kind of
did.
important.
I really did.
I'll lay on the beach later. Yes, and by the way, going home.
I really felt the need to, because we had worked so hard, me and my friends going around and running around and making this happen, and I had worked for 5 months on the collection. I really had to make sure that this was something. And I went and I showed at Vogue, I showed at Elle, I showed at Women's Wear, and here we are.
Here we are. So you really specialize in evening wear.
Yes.
And of course, you can see some of the pieces behind us. It would take a very long rack to put them all on. But what is it about evening wear? Why is that what you're drawn to?
Evening wear is the most fun for me. And as well, it's when a woman really feels the most beautiful when she's in an evening gown or when she's in a cocktail dress. Dressing up is something that we've sort of lost, lately. You used to dress up to go on the plane. That was such a moment, in the 40s, and when, plane travel was becoming something. You would dress up to go on the plane, and not anymore. I mean, personally, no. I'm wearing the sweatpants on the plane. But, going to a ball, going to a gala, or even a bar mitzvah or a New Year's party, that's when a woman puts all of this on, and it kind of changes your attitude about yourself, and it makes you feel like like a superwoman.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. And we get to be so free in creating whatever we want. We get to use color, embroidery, all these amazing constructions.
Well, speaking of things that you've used, because you're kind of known for using unusual materials. So tell us about some of the unusual materials you've used in the dresses that you've done.
We've done a lot of odd things that we've made look really elegant.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason that we were noticed in so many ways. You know, we've used beetle wings, we've used meteorites, we've used crazy things that we've done in a really amazing artful way.
Yeah.
And that's where everything comes together in the end and people take notice. You know, we're not making a costume, we are making fashion. And, you know, we do pieces for, you know, we've done costumes before. We do costumes for music videos and for stage, for theater, for musicals, for ballet.
So who are some of the people that we would know that have worn your designs?
So the first person to ever wear a gown of mine was Nicole Richie, and that was 5 years ago.
She's great. I like her a lot.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Nicole Richie, and there was just such an amazing moment for me because I love her, and she was the first one to ever wear a Mathieu Mirano gown.
And she's a designer in her own right.
And she
It's
is.
a huge compliment.
Yep, and it was amazing, and she was hosting an event as well, and so she was presenting and doing all of that, and it was amazing to see her. It was one of those out-of-body experiences where you see somebody that you have admired or that you've you know, you've seen your whole childhood growing up, and then you see this thing, one of your babies, on them, and it really changes the way that you feel about what you're doing as well. It was really amazing to see.
Who else?
So Gabrielle Union, Julianne Moore, Gwyneth Paltrow, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, all
Just
across,
a few,
all across the board.
Really, just up and coming.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work, though.
Yeah.
You know, the process of getting a piece on a celebrity is a very long time, or it's very short. Either, you know, they come and they pull, and that night they're wearing something,
right?
Or you're working on a piece for 2 months for somebody, and you don't even know if they're going to wear it. So, you know, you're working so hard to create this beautiful thing for them, and then sometimes it doesn't work out, but that's the nature of fashion.
So if women aren't celebrities and they're buying your beautiful evening wear pieces, what are some of the events that women would normally be buying them for?
So it's interesting. Our customers are all over the world. Mathieu Mirano is really a global brand. So we have a huge clientele in the Middle East. We have a great European clientele. We sell in Paris. We sell in Canada, Doha, Qatar, Dubai, you know, Japan, like all of these crazy places. That it's just magical, but they're wearing it to weddings, they're wearing it to their friend's wedding. It could even be the mother of, for a bar mitzvah, or a New Year's Eve party, or even just a date with her husband, or an engagement party, anything that really requires dressing up. But the Mathieu Mirano woman is very much, when she enters the room, she's being noticed.
So what are the things, if you're giving suggestions to a woman who has a big event and she wants to look amazing, and it's not her wedding, so she's not wearing a wedding dress. That would be a different thing.
Right.
She's going to something important. She wants to look amazing. It's going to be either cocktail or full length evening. What are some of the suggestions that you would have to help women shop for those kind of events?
Wear color. I think wearing color.
That hurts me.
It's
Is black a color?
Well, look at us. So everyone just take a peek.
Yeah, just don't do what we're doing, and you'll be fine.
See, but we're right now, I would say it's a bit different because we're doing something professional, but for an event.
But I think it's interesting because I do think I default to black, as most women do, because you feel safe in that one. But you're saying color is important. So why is that important? What difference does it make?
Color makes you alive. Color brings out all of the magical qualities about yourself. You know, I think color really brings out your beauty. And, you know, in the end, you have to find the right colors for you. You know, not everybody's going to walk out in a yellow dress. Do you know what I mean? But maybe it's a red, maybe it's a purple. Even if you want to wear something like a navy instead of a black, it's really going to make your skin tone pop, and it's really going to make all of your features really sing.
What are some of the silhouettes that you kind of find yourself doing again and again because you think they're very flattering on women?
For me, it's all about, the mermaid right now.
Yes.
For me, it's just so sexy and it has this really great shape to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of women, they love this area right here, but they don't want to show it. They want
Right.
to really create the shape.
And I feel like the mermaid balances. I feel like in a lot of cases, this is your widest point. Okay, on most of us. And when it goes down to your feet,
Yep.
if the bottom is really small and this is what you see, it's almost a triangle on point, and
Right.
it makes you look bigger
Yep.
through here. But the mermaid, I feel like it really balances you, and then it looks really pretty and curvy.
Yep.
But it kind of makes everything look like it's where it's supposed to be proportionally. I can't speak. It makes everything look like it's where it should be as far as proportion. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, because it really marks your body in a really great way.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, you always want to highlight the smallest part of your body, which
So my pinky.
No.
Wear a lot of pinky rings.
No, I think that's
No,
great.
you're right.
Just a little dress for your pinky. I could make you one. It'll be $10,000, please.
Exactly. I'll make it out of fine gems.
Great. But for me, the waist is so important to define.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important to be able to, look at that part of your body and define it so that you look proportionate, like you're saying. A lot of women have different bodies. Nobody really has the same body.
Right.
No matter what. You could be a similar shape but never the same. And so, you really want to define this area because then it makes everything else look correct.
Yeah. And so I'm guessing that you're a big fan of having things tailored if it's important.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Everything has to fit impeccably, and it really has to fit right here like we were talking about. It can be loose, a big skirt. That's really flattering as well. And the bigger the bottom, the smaller your waist looks.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. So when you think about different elements of a gown, some of them are going to be strapless, some are going to be sleeveless, some are going to be long sleeve. Are there any kind of rules about who should be looking for what, or what's more flattering on different ages or shapes or anything? Are there any rules to kind of, again, help me if I'm specifically looking for something?
So, lots of women have different concerns about their body, but the main ones for me, every woman is concerned about their arms. It's something that is just a trend that we see. So we do a lot of elegant sleeves. That's a really important, part of what we do. And it increases our sales, and it makes the woman who's buying it feel comfortable.
Right.
Because not everybody wants to blare their arms in front of everybody. Even young girls today, 21, 22 are asking for sleeves. And not only because it covers your arm, but because it's chic and it's elegant.
Yeah.
So I love a good, slim, full-length sleeve. I think it's really beautiful.
I'm noticing behind you that you
Oh,
do a lot of the different shapes of sleeves, and it'll cover just the top and be gorgeous. But all of this, when we look at all of this work, whether it's beading or piecing, or all of that is done right behind us.
Oh, yeah. Right behind
By
this
hand.
wall. By hand.
Wow.
I mean, every single one of these sequins that you see here, we dipped them and we dyed them by hand. We applied them all by hand. It's really a nuts process.
You should see how many sequins are on the dress.
About
and
a
it goes
million.
down into fringe. So I know that your most recent collection during Fashion Week we absolutely loved. What are some of the elements that you really emphasized in that collection?
That was really a study in shape and fabric as well as color. So, we really want to give a full rainbow of color so that the woman has a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
And it was, we're using sort of different amazing fabrics that you can't really find anywhere else.
You're very particular about fabric.
I am. It's so important to be able to wear something that is not ridiculous, but that shines and that gives you real sophistication about yourself. So for instance, a lot of these fabrics, this is a fabric. It looks like millions and millions of tiny little sequins.
Right, it's beautiful.
But it's a fabric, and nobody else really has this sort of fabric. So, whatever you're making the garment out of is so important because it's going to make you pop.
And where do you source these kinds of beautiful, unusual fabrics?
Every fabric that we have here in the atelier and that we make clothes out of is from France or Italy. Some are from Switzerland, though, as well. But we don't really get fabric from China or any of those sorts of markets. We really want to have the best of the best,
Right.
which are the Italians and the French.
And when it comes to wearing something for evening, do you feel like that's something that is worth investing in for a woman? Do you feel like if you invest in something and it's beautiful, then if another special event comes up, you're going to wear it again? Because I think sometimes women are kind of unsure. Should I splurge on something amazing for that big event? But then if you don't, you might not feel great when you walk out.
Right, exactly. What you really want to do is, understand your budget. And then if you see something that you just have this incredible emotional immediate reaction to, that's the sort of
Go
thing
with
to
your gut.
splurge. Because if you look beautiful in it, it's hard to shop these days. It's really hard to find something that fits you really well and that's just an amazing piece, and that's something that you're going to love to look at yourself in a photograph, and that other people are, when you walk in the room, they go, wow, like this is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what you really want to search for when you're shopping. And it's hard to find that, and that's what I'm trying to bring to the table, is something extremely special, but not ridiculous.
And when I look at your pieces, there's nothing that I look at that I would ever identify as a certain time period. I mean, I think there's a difference between fashion and style and art. And I think when you design pieces like this, they're not about a specific time.
Right.
But whenever a woman wears them, she would look beautiful.
For me, it's about timeless shapes, but kind of twisting it up and doing some asymmetrical things or something that's not expected. For me, I don't look at time periods. That's just not part of my work.
Right.
Mathieu Mirano is 100% inspired by nature and all of my travels. I've traveled the world since I was a little baby. I have 26 people in my family, and we all travel together.
That's amazing.
It's
I can't imagine who plans those
actually
trips.
insane. So it's, at the end of the day, we all love each other. The organization process is very long-winded to get everybody together and make sure that we all are on the same schedule, and to make sure we don't lose anybody along the way.
Right.
But, we've been to the Amazon, the Galapagos Islands, South Africa, Kenya, India,
Egypt,
Switzerland, France. We've done all of these trips together.
Well, I think, since there's already 26 of you, then, you probably wouldn't even notice another
27.
one because... Come on, it's already a crowd. It's a herd. It's a tribe. It's one more person. It's like a pile of stones. You're going to notice one more?
You are always welcome on the trip. So,
kind of on a lighter note, what are some of the things that are different than you thought they would be about being a designer, being an up-and-coming designer, your career, celebrities, anything? But just, I think, every time you think you know what something's going to be like in your life, there are things come to you, I never saw that coming.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there anything that is just not what you thought it would be?
It looks like from the outside that glamour or that fashion is extremely glamorous.
Yes.
And you can relate to this, I feel, because, when you are doing it, it's so hard and gritty, and you just got to pound the pavement every day and work so hard to get to a certain place. And only what people really see is the runway show at the end of the day. And they say, wow, you got to create all these amazing clothes, and then you sent it down the runway, and then you get to go and party, and then, right. And for me, it's so different than that. We do that stuff. We do the runway shows. We do go to the parties. But at the end of the day, it's all about the creativity. And it's all about, really scraping the pavement and getting to the deepest version of your creativity and having an emotional connection with what you do. And when I started Mathieu Mirano, I thought it was going to be all, rainbows and fun parties and unicorns and great people. And there are some amazing people that I've met along the way. And then there are some people who are not as great.
We won't mention them.
We won't mention them.
They will remain unnamed.
But that's life.
Yes,
that's life.
So, just out of curiosity, who were some of the people that you've met, because I know you've met a lot of them, who you had the best time talking to? Or just were a lot of fun?
I love Alicia Keys.
Oh, I bet. She looks like she would be great.
She's great.
Yeah.
I worked with her a couple of years ago, and she, we would do fittings together, and it was really fun. And it was like I would be in the fitting, and like Swizz Beatz would walk in, and it would just be super, super cool. And she's a really cool person. and she was just great because sometimes when you meet celebrities, they're not what you expect at all,
Right.
in a good way or in a not so great way. But for me, most of those celebrities that are huge are so humble and are just great people. Like Lady Gaga, she's an amazing person. She's so sweet.
That's
She's
so
exactly
nice.
how you see her
Yeah.
in interviews or anything like that. It's really cool to see. And then along the way, you meet people that you work with. For me, my staff is my family.
Yeah.
That's so important to have because we come in here every day and we have to work with each other.
Hmm.
So, you know, it's important that we all not just get along, but really care about each other's well-being.
Well, one of the things that we were talking about earlier that I thought was really funny was some
Mhm.
of the bizarre questions you get asked in a
Oh,
lot of
great.
interviews. And I didn't ask the questions, but I don't have to because I can just have him repeat them.
Yes.
Come
I
on, what's
have
your favorite question? You get asked this all the time.
I have been asked multiple times what my favorite candy is for no apparent reason.
You're
Just
going, I'm a designer.
just for
I
fun.
see no connection to the candy.
I've been asked about
But your favorite candy is?
my favorite candy is Reese's
So
peanut
now
butter
you know
cups.
why we get along.
Yes.
It's
And
like a kinship there.
and it was it's just funny to me that that's the question that they're asking. I've been asked what my favorite cereal is, my favorite band, because people do want to get to know you.
Yeah.
They want to get to know who's the real Matthew Mirano, and it's like I'm right here.
Yeah, right.
It's like I'm always this way, and I just try to have a really positive outlook and have a really fun time, but at the same time work really hard to accomplish my dreams and goals.
Well, it looks like you're doing really well.
Oh, thank you.
Because I know it's very busy. The gowns are beautiful.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear.
Mwah. Thanks. Mwah. Mathieu Mirano.